And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Gretna for the Area 6 Juniors Baseball Tournament. This is the final game of today, Game 8 on your bracket, and this is going to be a winner's bracket contest between Baxter Auto of Gretna and United Federal Credit Union of Columbus, or the Columbus Blues. So, pitching for Columbus is going to be number 12, Tyler Palmer. And leading off for Baxter Auto, as they'll be the visiting team this evening, is going to be the shortstop, Blake Grimm. Grimm takes the first pitch from Palmer upstairs for ball one. Palmer's got a good, strong arm, the right-handed pitcher. Delivers, and he misses inside. 2-0 to Grimm. Just started here. First batter of the contest. Grimm is at the plate. And there's a line drive to right field, and that's going to drop right in for the first base hit of the contest. It's a good thing I have a noise-canceling mic. So Grimm leads off with a base hit. I'll bring up the center fielder, number 4, Caden Opper. So Opper, center fielder, bats her on the left side with good speed. Facing Palmer, who has a very, very good fastball for this age group. And there's a bunt attempt, and like I told you, it's a good fastball. The bunt attempt over the backstop past the press box. So that's strike one.
Those foul balls collect 50 cents, courtesy of Speedy Mart and American National Bank.
So Blake Grimm leads off first pickoff attempt, and he's back there safely. Palmer comes set, looks in, pickoff attempt again. No tag thrown down by the first baseman. And Grimm is in safe. Another bunt attempt. This one's popped up in the air. Catcher runs. Got underneath it, got it on his glove, but it bounced around on the glove and fell to the ground. So new life for Opfer. And the count goes to 0-2. Pickoff attempt, and Grimm is back easily. Just getting started, second batter here in the top of the first inning, 0-0 game in Gretna. Palmer comes set and delivers. Fastball misses high, 1-2 to the batter, Caden Opfer. So Opfer batting from the left side against the pitcher, Tyler Palmer. Fastball, swing and a miss. They're going to call interference on Opfer for stepping across the plate. So interference is called.
Number 10, right fielder.
And Grimm, who's trying to steal second, is going to be called out as well. So Opper goes down on a swinging strikeout and gets called for catcher's interference as he stepped over the plate on the swing, got in the way of the catcher. Brings up number 10, Joe Weiss. Oh, now he's going to call everything. Curveball bounces up to the catcher in the dirt, but that's a called strike one. 0-1 to Joe Weiss. Missed off the inside corner, 1-1 now. Palmer comes set and delivers 1-1 to Weiss. Upstairs, almost hit the umpire in the head. Goes back to the backstop. 2-1 count to the right fielder, Weiss. Fastball on the outside corner. Called for a strike. Here's the fouled back out of play over the backstop. Definitely going to earn their 50 cents running after that one.
Courtesy of Speedy Mart and American National Bank.
So 2 down here, 2-2 count to Weiss. Curveball swings and misses for strike 3. So going to the bottom of the first inning, it's scoreless here in Gretna. We'll be back with the bottom of the first in just a moment. Here from Gretna in the bottom of the first inning, Baxter Auto taking on United Federal Credit Union of Columbus, the Columbus Blues. 0-0 contest as we played half an inning. Columbus getting ready to bat here in the bottom of the first. Batting order for Columbus. Batting first is the pitcher, number 12, Tyler Palmer, followed by number 6, the catcher, Eric Mustard. Batting third, the third baseman, Cole Wilcoxon, and the cleanup, number 16, Tyler Wessel. Batting fifth is number 21, right fielder Derek Schmeckel, followed by number 9, Caden Palin, the left fielder. Colby Gilson, number 2, is playing shortstop and will bat seventh. Number 8, Connor Dush, playing center field, and number 11, Alex Ritzdorf at second base. So Palmer's going to step in, and he's going to be facing Ben Coldiron, who's on the mound this evening for Baxter Auto. Here's Coldiron's first pitch from the right side, and it's a swing and a miss for strike 1. So Palmer, the right-handed batter, the starting pitcher for Columbus, faces his counterpart. Swing and a miss, and he has some Under Armour gear that he puts on his forearm or elbow, and he swung it right off his arm. An 0-2 quickly is the count. Coldiron looks in. Palmer batting from the right side. Here's the 0-2 curveball that stays high, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Coldiron. Another curveball, and again it stays high. 2-2. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Fastball is hit into right field. Weiss is under it and makes the catch on right field for out number 1. I'll bring up number 6, the catcher, Eric Mustard.
Number 6, catcher, Eric Mustard.
Defensively for Gretna, Coldiron has stated his pitching. Bryant Jerry is behind the plate. Kobe Hardy's over at first. Bryce Grimm at second. Zach Devine at third. Blake Grimm at short. And then Carson Dudry in left, Caden Opper in center, and Joe Weiss in right. Here's the first pitch to Mustard, and it misses a little bit high. 1-0. So Mustard, right-hand batter, steps in. Coldiron always throws from the stretch, comes set. There's a dribbler up the middle to the shortstop, and one of the few times that you're going to see where wasn't able to handle it. So Blake Grimm not able to get the handle on that chopping ground ball. Had to charge up on it to try to make the play.
Number 3,
and Mustard is going to reach safely. So after the error on the shortstop, Wilcox comes up to bat. That's number 3, the third baseman, Cole Wilcox. Batting from the right-hand side, and he really hugs the plate. His back foot is actually on the inside line of the batter's box. There's the pitch from Cold Iron, and the first pitch misses, 1-0. Fastball stayed a little high. One down, Mustard standing over on second. Here's the 1-0 delivery from Cold Iron. Fastball off the outside corner. Ball 2, 2-0. Mustard gets his lead. Cold Iron pickoff attempt. No tag put down by Hardy's. Just the bottom of the first inning in a scoreless contest here from Gretna. This is game 8 on your bracket, the final game of today. And we're just underway. Chopper back to the pitcher, back to the shortstop, back to first. 1-6-3 double play to get out of the inning. So it was a one-hopper right back to Cold Iron on the mound, a good feed to Grimm at short, and then Grimm flipped it across to Hardy's at first. And just like that, the threats turned away. We played one, and we're scoreless. Going into the top of the second, your score, Baxter Auto of Gretna, 0. United Federal Credit Union of Columbus, 0. We'll be back with the top of the second inning after a couple of words from our sponsors.
Points, cash, gear, sports. With a Dick's scorecard, you earn points on all your purchases and get 3% back in rewards and access to exclusive deals and events. It's simple. Points lead to cash to buy gear so you can play more sports. Get your Dick's scorecard and start earning reward certificates today. Every season starts at Dick's.
Baseball fans, this broadcast of the Nebraska American Legion Area 6 Juniors Tournament is brought to you by our sponsors. One such sponsor is Kirsten Construction of Gretna, Nebraska, a full-service underground utility contractor, providing quality service to residential, industrial, and commercial clients in eastern Nebraska and western Iowa. They provide free estimates. Give them a call. Services include underground utilities, water and sewer line repairs, and snow removal. And Kirsten Precast concrete products include manholes, septic tanks, and special orders. Give Kirsten Construction a call at 402-332-4141, a proud sponsor of American Legion Baseball. And we're back here in Gretna for the top of the second inning of play. Baxter Auto up to bat, and it brings up number 19, the first baseman, Kobe Hardy's. First pitch he sees is a curveball that catches the inside corner from the pitcher, Tyler Palmer. Strike one. That's the 0-1 pitch from Palmer. Hardy's off the fist, but it eats up the second baseman as it had a lot of spin as it was dipping. What's the call on that one? So we're going to call it an error on the second baseman. It's a tough one to handle, but still one that should have been handled. And Hardy's is aboard as the leadoff batter. Umpire actually went out to check the ball because it had so much spin on it because it was hit so weird by Hardy's. Hardy swings one of those two-piece bat, so if it doesn't hit the barrel, it sounds incredibly funky. Carson Dudry, the left fielder, steps in. Here's his first pitch that he sees. Fouled to the backstop, strike one. So defensively, for Columbus to set it up, Palmer on the mound. Eric Mustard is catching. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Bunt is laid down. Great bunt by Dudry. It's going to advance. Hardy's over to second. But Dudry laid down a perfect bunt between the pitcher and first base, and the pitcher had to hop off the mound and get to it. So mark that as a sacrifice for Dudry. And Hardy's now at scoring position brings up number 6, the third baseman, Zach Devine. Continuing with the defense for Columbus at first base is Tyler Wessel. At second base, Alex Ritzdorf. Third base, Cole Wilcoxon. At shortstop is Colby Gilson. Here's the first delivery to Zach Devine. And it's fouled out of play over the backstop and out. In the outfield for Columbus In left field is number 9, Caden Palin. In center field, number 8, Connor Dush. And in right field is number 21, Derek Schmeckel. So Hardy's on second. Zach Devine at the plate. 0-1 count to him. Here's the pitch. Curveball that drops in on the inside corner. Didn't quite get back to the plate, but he got the benefit of the doubt and got the call there. So quickly Devine's in a hole, 0-2. Hardy's leading off second. Here's the pitch to Devine. And fastball that gets hit into the dugout on the Gretna side. Gretna is actually the visitor of this game. So they're sitting in the first base dugout, and that was a heat seeker right into the dugout. 0-2 remains the count. Here's the pitch from Palmer. Fastball drills Devine, and that's going to hurt.
Number 7, pitcher Ben Coldiron.
So normally we yell, we got ice, but that one's definitely going to leave a mark. You might need the ice.
That hurt, but you know what? 0-2. Thank you.
And just mentioned by somebody up here in the press box, down in the count 0-2 to get hit by a pitch. Kind of a blessing in disguise. So there's one down here because Carson Dudry sacrificed bunt. And it brings up the pitcher, number 7, Ben Coldiron. Coldiron hits a ground ball to second. They're going to try to turn 2. They get the turn there, but the throw is wild, and it's into the dugout, and that scores Hardy's from second. So Coldiron looked like he had grounded into a double play to end the inning. The first part of the play was made as Devine was put out, as the second baseman flipped it over to shortstop, but the shortstop's throw was way offline. Got past the first baseman and in the dugout. And as a courtesy runner for Coldiron at second base is going to be number 9, Connor Becker.
Bryant Jury.
So it brings up the catcher, number 1, Bryant Jury. Here's the first pitch he sees from Palmer, and he tries to bunt. It's popped up in the air. And a diving leap. The catcher sprinting after the ball. Made a diving catch on the play. And he's asking for help because he could see the glove. That's going to be called an out as the umpire says he saw the catch. So a diving attempt by the catcher, definitely a nice hustle. And on the bunt attempt, Jerry popped it up in the air. The catcher was able to run it down. But the leadoff error on Hardy's hit to the second baseman that ate him up. Hardy's is going to come around to score. So going into the bottom of the second inning, your score is Baxter 1, United Federal Credit Union of Columbus 0. We'll be back with the bottom of the second inning in just a couple of moments. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. We're here at the bottom of the second inning from Gretna. And Tyler Wessel will be the leadoff batter in the second inning for Columbus. Wessel, number 16, who plays first base, takes the first pitch from Coldiron, a curveball that misses inside for a ball. 1-0 count. Coldiron from the stretch. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Fastball that's hit into the gap in right center field, and that's going to be trouble. Opfer on his horse, Weiss on his horse. Opfer gets to the ball, makes a strong throw back towards second, gets it to the cutoff man, and that's a leadoff double for Tyler Wessel. So no doubter for Wessel as he just hit a hard line drive right into right center field. Nobody was getting to that. Actually, a really good job by both Weiss and Opfer to hustle down that ball and keep him to 2. Brings up number 21, the right fielder, Derek Schmeckel. Cold Iron looks in, delivers curveball on the inside corner. That's called a ball. Not giving Ben the inside part of the plate to begin the game. So 1-0 to the batter, Schmeckel. Wessel standing on second base after the leadoff double. Curveball stays high. 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And it's hit high into left center field. Opper has a beat on it. Runs underneath it for out number 1. Opper with really good speed out there. Covers a lot of ground when that ball's in the air. And he covered a lot of ground there and made it look easy. So 1 down as Schmeckel flies out to Opper in right center field. Brings up the left fielder, number 9, Caden Pilon. Pilon batting from the right side. Steps in to face Cold Iron for the first time this game. Cold Iron comes set. Here's the first delivery. Curveball, that one's missed on the inside corner, just missed. He's not giving him the inside corner. 1-0. You know, part of it is, if you look at it, if you're here, folks, you could see this, but all these Columbus batters, as they get into the box, they're hugged clear up on top of the plate. They hug that inside corner, and it's like the umpire's not giving us the inside corner because of that. There's a fastball on 1-0. Finally, called strike on the inside corner of the plate. Count goes to 1-1 on Pilon. There's a 1-1 curveball that doesn't break down. It hangs up in the air. And it misses high. 2-1. So 1 down here in the bottom of the second inning. 2-1 count to the batter, Pilon. Runner standing on second. Here's the pitch. Fastball that's hit into foul territory. Weiss is going to give it a look, but he's not going to get there. As the ball is on the warning track in foul territory. 2-2. So Weiss covered a good bit of ground there, too, to give it a good look. 2-2 to the batter, Pilon. Cold Iron comes set. Here's the 2-2 delivery. And it's a chopper back towards the pitcher's mound. Cold Iron barehands it, throws it as he's falling down, and somehow gets the throw over to the first baseman, Hardees. The way he was slipping, he lost his footing right as he was throwing. I thought it was going to end up in the dugout or over the fence or something of that nature. But somehow he controlled the throw and got it over the Hardees at first for out number 2. On the play, Wessel advances to third. So brings up number 2, the shortstop, Kobe Gilson. Gilson, who bats from the left side, sees the first pitch. And it's high. Jerry's lost it. The runner's coming. Here's the throw.
Come on, got it. No. He called it before it was even over. He called him safe before he even touched the bag.
So the pitch to Gilson was high. Jerry went up to try to spear it. It hit the glove and kicked off, and he lost track of it. Before they could locate the ball on the right side of the plate, the runner from third, Wessel, had come in to score. So we've got a tie ball game, 1 apiece. A 1-0 count on the batter, Gilson, and the 1-0 delivery misses outside, 2-0. So here's the 2-0 pitch. 2-0 pitch misses high as well. 3-0 to Gilson. 2 down, nobody on. 1-1 contest here from Gretna in the bottom of the second inning. And a 3-0 count to Gilson. Cold Iron delivers and pitches, and the 3-0 pitch stays high. That's going to be a walk. So Gilson moves over to first, brings up to bat number 8, the center fielder, Connor Dush. Dush steps in from the right side. Big lead at first. Pickoff attempt is on the wrong side of the bag, so no tag attempt. But Gilson getting a big lead over there. He's got a big lead again.
Got him. Yep.
And they get him. Cold Iron picks him off over at first base. So Dush will be the first batter coming up in the third inning as he didn't complete his at-bat. But going into the top of the third inning, we're tied up 1 apiece. We'll be back right after this with the top of the third inning from Gretna. Stick around. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. Broadcast of the Nebraska American Legion Area 6 Juniors Tournament is brought to you by our sponsors. One such sponsor is Kirsten Construction of Gretna, Nebraska, a full-service underground utility contractor, providing quality service to residential, industrial, and commercial clients in eastern Nebraska and western Iowa. They provide free estimates. Give them a call. Services include underground utilities, water and sewer line repairs, and snow removal. And Kirsten Precast Concrete products include manholes, septic tanks, and special orders. Give Kirsten Construction a call at 402-332-4141, a proud sponsor of American Legion Baseball.
Points, cash, gear, sports. With a Dick Scorecard, you earn points on all your purchases and get 3% back in rewards and access to exclusive deals and events. It's simple. Points lead to...
Ball. So Grimm batting for the first time. The second baseman takes a 1-0 pitch right down the tubes for strike 1. Top of the third inning, tie ball game here, 1-1. As Grimm takes a hack and nails it foul down the right field line and into the right field fence. One ball, 2 strikes as Grimm steps in. Here's the pitch. Curveball hits him right in the keister, and he's going to go down to first. Keister, by the way, is an official baseball term. This means the gluteus maximus. He got tagged in the hind end. So again, this is the second time this game where Palmer has 2 strikes on a batter and then bails him out by hitting him. We'll take it as Grimm advances down to first, brings up number 5, the shortstop, Blake Grimm. So Blake started out the first inning with a base hit, and he takes a curveball on the first pitch for strike 1. It's kind of weird how he gets the inside corner on his curveball. 0-1's your count to the batter, Blake Grimm, the shortstop. Bryce Grimm with the lead off first. There's a pickoff attempt, and he dives back in safely. So Grimm on first, Grimm at the plate, Palmer pitching. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Blake Grimm. Bunt laid down right back at the pitcher. He's going to fire to second. And they call him out on the play, on the force. So the bunt went directly back to the pitcher, and he was able to wheel with that strong arm and fire over to second. So mark it 1-6 that Bryce Grimm has put out on the fielder's choice. Blake Grimm is at first. So 1 away. Blake Grimm at first and Opfer up to bat. Opfer, the center fielder, wearing the number 4. His first at bat in the first inning struck out. And he watches a curveball over the inside corner for strike 1. In addition, Opfer actually got called for catcher's interference, and that's how Blake Grimm was eliminated from the base in the first inning. So 0-1 pitch upcoming to Opfer. Really slow, deliberate pickoff attempt, or just kind of a hi, how are you move. As he lobbed it over to first. Everybody's safe. 0-1 count. Blake Grimm gets his lead. Palmer comes set and delivers. Ball's hit hard into center field. The center fielder's going back, and he's drifting under it and makes the catch for out number 2. And now bring up the right fielder, number 10, Joe Weiss. Weiss also struck out his first at bat against Palmer. Looking to make amends here. Grimm takes his lead off first. Palmer comes set. Here's the pitch to Weiss. Fastball in the dirt. The catcher can't handle it, and Grimm was stealing on the play. He's going to round second, and he will stop there. So the first pitch was a ball as it was in the dirt. The catcher couldn't handle it. 1-0 count to Weiss now with Blake Grimm standing on second with 2 down here in the top of the third inning. 1-1 ball game, tied up. Here's a pickoff attempt back of Grimm, and he's there easily. So Palmer comes set. Here's the 1-0 delivery to Weiss. And that one hit Weiss. So his third hit batter so far this game.
Number 19, first baseman, Kobe Hardy.
And now I'll bring up the first baseman, Kobe Hardy's. Hardy's, who reached on an error by the second baseman in the first inning. Hit it hard, but hit it off the handle, and it ate up the second baseman. He's got a runner in scoring position. Let's see if we can do something here. First pitch is a curveball that's up high. Ball 1. Hardy's with 1 foot out of the box. Looks down to his coach to get the signs. Grimm on second. Weiss on first. 2 down here in the top of the third. Here's the pitch from Palmer. Fastball that misses inside. 2-0. So Hardy's at the plate. 2-0 count. Palmer comes set. Here's the delivery. Fastball high and outside. Ball 3. So Hardy's way up in the count. 3-0. Count as Hardy steps in and takes the fastball right down the middle for strike 1. So 3-1's the count. Hardy steps into the box against the pitcher, Palmer. Here's the 3-1 delivery, and it's in the dirt. Hardy's going to take his base, and bases are loaded for Carson Dudry.
Number 3, left fielder, Carson Dudry.
And I'll tell you what, right now, the way Palmer throws, the more pitches that we can see, the better off it's going to be for Baxter Auto. So in steps Carson Dudry, who laid down a sacrifice bunt in the second inning to move Hardy's over to second. Fastball, and he fouls it back to the backstop. 0-1. 2 down here in the top of the third inning. Baxter Auto and United Federal Credit Union Columbus Blues tied at 1 apiece. There's a curveball that misses up and out. Count goes to 1-1 on Dudry. So the bases are loaded with Blake Grimm on third. Joe Weiss over on second. Kobe Hardy's on first. 1-1 count to Dudry. And there's a fastball hit off the handle and over the backstop out of play. And the count's 1-2.
Return those foul balls, collect 50 cents, courtesy of American National Bank and Speedy Mart.
So big potential here. Palmer trying to pitch his way out of it. Dudry. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses outside. 2-2's the count. So 2-2 count on Dudry. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Curveball that's chopped. It's going to be a tough play. The shortstop charges. Dudry's hustling. He beats it out. Infield hit for an RBI for Carson Dudry. And that was just sheer wheels. Sorry about that, folks. A little excited to watch that. But Dudry hit a chopper. The shortstop came up with it clean and fired across. And that's one where Dudry doesn't hustle that out down the line. No runs come across. And right now, Baxter has a 2-1 lead due to his hustle at first. So it brings up the batter, number 6, third baseman Zach Devine. So Devine swings at the first pitch and misses, strike one. So 0-1 count to the batter, Devine. Here's the pitch from Palmer, another pitch on the inside corner. And Devine swings right through it, 0-2. Weiss standing on third, Hardy's on second, Dudry on first. 0-2 to the batter, Zach Devine. And he fouls a fastball back to the backstop, keeps himself alive. So 0-2 count. Palmer from the stretch comes set. Pickoff attempt over at third. And Weiss is back in, standing up easy. Devine at the plate. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses up and outside. 1-2. Tight one here in Gretna as Baxter now has a 2-1 lead in the top of the third. Here's the 1-2 delivery to Devine. Curveball, and he hit it up the middle. Is it going to get through? The shortstop blocks it. He beats him to the base, but Devine is thrown out at first. And that's where lack of speed hurt him there. As the second baseman shortstop first tried to make the play by stepping on second, and Dudry beat him to second base. But give him credit, he didn't give up on the play. He fired over to first and had Devine by a step or a step and a half.
One hit and no errors.
So mark it 6-3. So Gretna doing a good job there, brought 7 men to the plate. Left the bases loaded, but 1 run did come across. Going into the bottom of the third inning, your score is Baxter Auto 2, United Federal Credit Union, Columbus 1. We'll be back for the bottom of the third inning in just a little bit. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. Gretna, ladies and gentlemen, for the Area 6 Junior Legion Tournament for Class A.
Center fielder Connor Good.
We're coming back with the bottom of the third inning here in what's been a good contest so far. Connor Dush will lead it off for United Federal Credit Union. Pitcher Cold Iron comes set and delivers, and it's popped up in the air. Is it going to get out of play? Jerry gives chase, makes a sliding attempt right up against the fence. The ball hits the ground, but great effort by Jerry as the ball was right up against the fence, barely came down inside the park. And Jerry, with good wheels, sprinted across and made a sliding attempt and almost came up with the catch. 0-1's the count to the batter, center fielder Connor Dush. Here's the 0-1 delivery from Cold Iron. Curveball, and that one's there. Adjusted a little bit and came over the plate a little more, and he gets the call this time. 0-2. Cold Iron comes set. 0-2 on the batter, Dush. Here's the delivery. Another curveball that's right in. Froze him for strike 3. So good curveball there. As Cold Iron gets him looking for the first out of the inning.
Number 11.
Brings up the bat, number 11, the second baseman, Alex Ritzdorf. This is Ritzdorf's first time through the lineup. Cold Iron again, throwing from the stretch, comes set. Here's the delivery. Curveball again, right there on the money. Strike 1. Counts 0-1. Ritzdorf in the box, batting from the right side. Here's the pitch from Cold Iron, fastball that's hit into right center field. Weiss gives chase and makes the catch. Called it at the last second, so Opera was able to peel off, so there was no collision out there in right center field. The ball kind of hung up. I thought it was hit deeper than it actually was when it started. It was hit to shallow right center field. Both Opera and Weiss had to run quite a ways to get to it. Weiss was the first one there and called him off, made the play. So quickly, 2 up, 2 down. Good start to the inning for Cold Iron. Brings up Palmer, who flew out to right field in the first inning. And he takes a first pitch curveball for a strike. So Cold Iron, whatever he did, made some adjustments to his curveball, and now he's not missing on the inside corner. Or maybe it was just the umpire making an adjustment to his curveball. I don't know. But there's another curveball that freezes the batter, and it's right across the inside corner, 0-2. So 0-2 to the batter, Palmer. Cold Iron comes set, delivers. Another curveball, and this time Palmer turns on it, rips it way foul out of play on the left side. So Palmer definitely was sitting curveball on that one. And when it came inside, he just opened up and pulled it way foul. Here's the 0-2 pitch again. Fastball, this time it's hit, and it goes right between the legs. It was a hard hit ball. Grimm was trying to get down and get his body in front, and instead it went right through the wicket. So E6, and Palmer is aboard. Brings up to bat the catcher. Eric Mustard. Mustard, who is first at bat, reached by an error on the shortstop. So kind of unusual. A couple errors out there at shortstop early in this game that we don't normally see. So Mustard gets on his batting gloves and the rest of his protective gear and steps on to the batter's box. Palmer takes his lead off first. Cold Iron looks over. Comes set. Here's the delivery. It's curveball. And said it missed. Apparently missed a little high. 1-0. Looked like a pretty good pitch. 1-0 count to Mustard. Cold Iron comes set. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball hit right back to Cold Iron at the mound. He's going to jog over and flip it to Hardy's at first. And that's the end of the third inning. Going into the top of the fourth inning, your score is Baxter Auto 2. United Federal Credit Union of Columbus 1. We'll be back with the top of the fourth inning in just a few moments. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. Baseball fans, this broadcast of the Nebraska American Legion Area 6 Juniors Tournament is brought to you by our sponsors. One such sponsor is Kirsten Construction of Gretna, Nebraska, a full-service underground utility contractor, providing quality service to residential, industrial, and commercial clients in eastern Nebraska and western Iowa. They provide free estimates. Give them a call. Services include underground utilities, water and sewer line repairs, and snow removal. And Kirsten Precast Concrete products include manholes, septic tanks, and special orders. Give Kirsten Construction a call at 402-332-4141, a proud sponsor of American Legion Baseball.
Points, cash, gear, sports. With a Dick's Scorecard, you earn points on all your purchases and get 3% back in rewards and access to exclusive deals and events. It's simple. Points lead to cash to buy gear so you can play more sports. Get your Dick's Scorecard and start earning reward certificates today. Every season starts at Dick's.
And we're back from the baseball field here in Gretna, Nebraska, home of the Area 6 2017 Class A Juniors American Legion Baseball Tournament. And we've got a dandy in the nightcap, final of 2 winners games that we've been played today. And this is Baxter Auto against United Federal Credit Union of Columbus. Stepping into the box is the pitcher, Ben Cold Iron, against Palmer. Here's the first pitch from Palmer to Cold Iron. Curveball that's called a strike down at the knees. Looked like it bounced, but it was called a strike. 0-1 to Cold Iron, who reached on an error the last time. It looked like he had grounded into an inning-ending double play, but instead it The shortstop, after getting the feed from the second baseman and trying to turn two, fired it into the dugout, allowing the first run of the game to score. 1-1 pitch is in the dirt, bounces up and catches the umpire. He's going to need a little time to shake that one off, so the catcher's going to go out to the mound and have a little conversation. But umpire got hit solid on that pitch in the dirt. 1-1 count to Cold Iron. Cold Iron, who bats from the left side, steps in. Palmer, strong right hand, fires in a fastball, and Cold Iron takes a good hack at it, but hits it foul just on a play down the left field line. And the count goes to 1-2. So pitcher versus pitcher here at the plate. 1-2 count as Cold Iron steps in from the left side. Palmer delivers. Fastball that misses out off the outside corner. 2-2. Had good tail to it as it was tailing away. He started outside corner and it just drifted away from the plate. 2-2 pitch. Further out. 3-2. So Cold Iron trying to work back into the count, trying to get on board some way, somehow. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Cold Iron. It's in the dirt, and he drew a walk. That's a great at-bat for Ben Cold Iron to work back in the count and get himself over to first.
Number 1, catcher Brian Jerry.
So that's going to bring up the catcher, Jerry, and in as a courtesy runner is going to be number 9, Connor Becker.
Number 9, Connor Becker.
So Jerry in his first at-bat, bunt attempt that was popped up in the air, and the catcher made a diving catch. Ball in the dirt on the outside corner, called a strike. I don't know how that can be a strike.
What's he supposed to do with that?
Apparently he needs to bring up a set of tailor-made golf clubs when he's batting. 0-1 count, and Jerry looks to bat. He pulled it back, but the umpire says he went. And again, this is going to draw a little conversation from Coach Brian O'Flynn.
You sticking with that? The hell?
So Jerry stuck out the bat to bunt, but pulled it back. The umpire called it a strike at home plate and will not talk to the other umpire to see if it's pulled back. So it's 0-2. And a swing and a miss for strike 3 on a fastball that gets by Jerry. So some fabulous umpiring there.
Number 2, second baseman Bryce Grimm.
So Becker moved up on one of the plays, and I didn't catch it. But Becker standing at second, it brings up the second baseman Bryce Grimm, who was hit by pitch the first time, and this time lays down a beautiful bunt for a base hit. So a base hit bunt is going to advance Becker up to third. And Baxter has runners at the corners here in the top of the fourth with one out. And it brings up to bat the shortstop, Blake Grimm. Grimm 1 for 2 today as he led off the game with a base hit to right field and then reached on a fielder's choice into third. So Blake Grimm steps up. Bryce Grimm takes his lead off first. Becker off third. Curveball is upstairs and misses, ball 1. Can't have it both ways. If you're going to call them bouncing in the dirt, the ones that the catcher catches at the waist have got to be high. It just follows to reason. 1-0 count to Blake Grimm. Here's the pitch. He takes a good hack and whacks it over the backstop out of play on the right side. So into the throwing complex, 1-1 is the count. Definitely want to take some time to thank our sponsors, Speedy Mart and American National Bank of Gretna, for sponsoring the foul ball bounty of 50 cents. Really speeds up the game to have the kids chasing those balls down and getting them back to the concession stand. Grimm is going to step up 1 foot out of the box, and Palmer is going to throw over the weakest pickoff attempt in the history of the world. He wasn't trying to pick him off, and he just lobbed it in the air over to first just to get his attention. 1-1. comes set. Pitch bounces in the dirt outside corner, 2-1. I think enough dirt flew up that it made him think, I can't call this one. 2-1 is the count. Blake Grimm steps in. Here's the pitch. Way inside, 3-1. So Grimm trying to work the count. And the good news is with every count that gets worked 4, 5, 6 pitches deep, that pitch count gets higher and higher and higher. 3-1 pitch coming to Blake Grimm. Way out off the plate, called a strike. And it's 3-2. So he extended the outside corner a little bit there for him. And now Blake Grimm has a full count. Bryce Grimm standing on first. Connor Becker is in as the courtesy runner and standing on third. Pickoff attempt and just back in time as Bryce Grimm at first base. So the count goes full to the batter, Blake Grimm. Palmer comes set. Here's the full count pitch, and it's in the dirt. He's going to walk. So again, saw a lot of pitches that at bat. 6 pitches just for that at bat. And Blake Grimm moves up to first. Bryce Grimm on second. And that's going to draw talk from the dugout. So the coach is going to come out and have a word with Tyler Palmer. So Caden Opera is going to come up to the plate for Gretna. Opera in the first inning struck out in the third inning when he came up to bat. He flew out to center on a decently hit ball. Wind here is only blowing about 5 to 10 miles an hour, not enough to keep the flag straight, but enough to keep it waving. And it's blowing straight out to left field here at the ballpark. Foul line's in the ballpark. The third base foul line kind of points north, and the first base foul line points east if you want to kind of gauge it on your compass. So Opper steps in with bases loaded and 1 down here in the top of the 4th inning. Palmer comes set. Here's the pitch. And Opper turned on it. Hit it a mile in the air and way foul, way out of play on the right side. But he was definitely geared up and ready for that pitch. 0-1 is the count on Opfer. Here's the 0-1 delivery from Palmer. Fastball outside off the plate, 1-1. And again, the more pitches that we can draw, the better it probably is for Baxter Auto. 1-1 count now to the batter, Opfer. Here's the pitch. And it's hit high into foul territory. I don't know if it's going to stay in play, but the third baseman makes the catch. Becker can't tag up on the play, as it was still close enough that he was held by O'Flynn. So that's a fly out to the third baseman as he made a nice running catch over by the fence in foul territory on the left field line.
Number 10, right fielder, Joe Weiss.
And now with 2 down and again bases loaded, brings up Joe Weiss, who's 0 for 1 on the night as he struck out in the first and was hit by a pitch in the third. Here's the 0-0 delivery to the right fielder, Weiss. Fastball right down the chute at the knees for strike 1. Weiss stands in from the right side, open stance. Here's the 0-1. He started to go at it, but he let off as he saw the curveball tailing away. The count goes even at 1 apiece. So curveball missed outside. Joe started to swing, but didn't pull the trigger all the way. Was able to get the bat back. Fastball very inside. He danced out of the way. If it would have hit him, that would have been a run. 2-1 is the count to Weiss. But Joe's at the plate going, if it would have hit me, I couldn't hit this triple. So here's the 2-1 pitch to Weiss. It's a base hit or a ball hit up the middle. The shortstop fields it on the hop. Steps on second himself to force out Blake Grimm at second. And that's the end of the inning. So on the fielder's choice, Weiss goes down. So again, Gretna got a whole bunch of people on base. Bases loaded with 1 out and no runs came across. Going into the bottom of the fourth, your score, Baxter Auto 2,
Baxter Auto in the top of the fourth.
United Federal Credit Union of Columbus 1. We'll be back with the bottom of the fourth inning with Columbus batting in just a few moments. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. Here in Gretna, resuming action in the bottom of the fourth inning, brings up to bat number 3, the third baseman Cole Wilcox, leading off for United Federal Credit Union. Cold Iron still on the mound. First pitch is a curveball hit hard to the shortstop. Grimm comes up with that one, fires across to Hardy's for out number 1.
Number 16, first baseman Tyler Wessel.
So a hard hit ball that time by Wilcox. But this time, Blake Grimm up for the challenge as Blake stood in there, fielded it cleanly, and fired it across to Hardy's for out number 1. So one pitch, one out. Cold Iron on the mound. Here's the delivery, number 16, first baseman Wessel. That pitch is a little bit low. It's going to be called ball 1. Wessel, who batted last in the second inning, had a big double to right center field. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Wessel. Curveball, and this one's chopped towards third. Third baseman misses it. Grimm gets it at shortstop. Tries to fire over to Hardy's, and there's just not enough on the throw. And Wessel's going to reach on the infield hit.
Number 21, right fielder Derek.
And it's a ball that our third baseman definitely had a shot at, and it went right under his glove. And Grimm was there to back him up and then tried to throw off balance all the way across the diamond. Wasn't able to get it there in time. So Wessel's on first and Schmeckel steps into the plate. So here's the first pitch to Schmeckel. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Oh, delivery coming to Schmeckel. Fastball down the middle that's fouled off on the right side. So the count's 0-2 on Schmeckel, who flew out to center in his first at-bat in the second inning. Double and triple check the meeting of the minds up here in the booth to check with the official scorekeeper. So Wessel's contact is officially going to be called an E5, as it looks like the third baseman could have had that play. So Wessel's on with an error. The 0-2 pitch misses, 1-2. So here's the 1-2 delivery to Schmeckel. Fastball that's popped up in the air. Hardy's over there at first, is underneath it, calls it and makes the catch, squeezes it for out number 2. That was one of Hardy's favorite types of pop flies because he didn't have to move more than 2 steps.
Number 9, left fielder Caden Milan.
So 2 down, brings up to bat number 9, the left fielder, Caden Pilon. Pilon last time hit a chopper right back to the mound and was put out by Cold Iron. 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth, runner on first. Here's the first pitch to Pilon from Cold Iron. It's a curveball that stays a little high. Ball 1. So 1-0 on a pitch that looked pretty good, but not according to the man in blue. Now it's 2-0 as the fastball misses up high. Here's the 2-0 delivery to Pallon. Curveball that's fouled out of play over the backstop on the right side. 2-1.
Collects 50 cents, courtesy of Speedy Mart and American National Bank.
So 2-1's the count on number 9, the left fielder, Caden Pallon. 2 down, runner on first base. Cold Iron comes set from the stretch. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Swing and a miss on the inside corner, 2-2. It's Cold Iron 1 strike away out of getting out of the inning. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wessel on first. Here's the pitch from Cold Iron. Fouled right back over the top of my head. Over the press box, so the count will stay 2-2. Here's the 2-2 delivery from Cold Iron. Fastball, and he gets a little piece of the glove on it, just enough to slow it down for Grimm, who flips it over to Grimm. Grimm way to finish the inning as it's 4-6, and Wessel is put out. So going into the top of the 5th inning, your score remains Baxter Auto 2, United Federal Credit Union of Columbus 1. We'll be back with the top of the 5th inning in just a few moments. Thanks for listening to us on GretnaBaseball.com. And we're back here in Gretna for the top of the 5th inning in a great ball game. Game 8 of the Area 6 Juniors American Legion Baseball Tournament here in Nebraska. And Kobe Hardy steps up to the plate, the first baseman for Baxter Auto. First pitch he sees is called on the inside corner for a strike. Hardy's on the day as 0 for 1. He's reached bases both times that he's been up as he walked and reached on an error to the second baseman. Here's the 0-1 delivery to him. Or Adam, 0-1 delivery Adam, as that one slipped out of the hand and actually went behind Hardy's. So not the pitch that meant to be thrown. Maybe that's a sign of a little fatigue. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Hardy's. Fastball on the outside corner called for a strike. Hardy's just shakes his head. 1-2. Here's the 1-2 count from the pitcher Palmer. Curveball, Hardy's hits it off the handle. Didn't get much of it, but got enough of it to fight it out of play on the foul on the third base line. So the count will remain 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Hardy's. Swing and a miss. Got him swinging on a fastball. Blew it by him. So Hardy's goes down swinging for out number 1.
Number 3, left fielder Carson Dudry.
And it brings up to bat Carson Dudry. Dudry on the night 1 for 1 with the sacrifice bunt in the first. And just legged out a single in the third. Dudry fouls the first one back to the backstop. 0-1's the count on Dudry. If I remember right, that's how he began his at-bat in the third as well. Curveball low, down the middle. Dudry swings and misses. Strike 2. 0-2 count to Dudry. Fastball fouled off the catcher and the umpire. And back to the backstop. Count remains 0-2. Dudry stays in there. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Palmer. Curveball, and Dudry sat on it and waited, but fouls it out of play. Dudry did a good job not to jump out of his socks at that one. Stayed on the back leg and took a good cut. He just missed it and fouled it back over to the backstop to the right, so the count is still 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Dudry. Popped up in the air off the handle. The catcher stumbles, and he's not going to be able to get to it. But I do give him style points on the landing and the double barrel roll. The German judge up front is holding up a 9.7. I'm not sure what that means, but excellent hustle by the catcher, Eric Mustard. He just stumbled coming out of his crouch, was never able to regain his footing. I think if he would have came out clean, he might have got to that one. New life for Dudry. The count remains 0-2. Here's the pitch. Palmer from the full windup, and now he's going to stop to shake the brim of his hat, so Dudry will step out and back in. And here we go, 0-2 delivery. Fastball way inside, ball one. So Dudry, if nothing else, gets a QAB for this. That's the sixth pitch of the at-bat, the 1-2 count. Fastball by Palmer on 1-2 is in the dirt, bounces up to the catcher, and it's 2-2. Dudry's trying to fight his way back into this at-bat. Here's the 2-2 delivery. And Dudry fouls it off. So again, very quality at-bat. As he keeps seeing pitches. 2-2 to Dudry. Palmer from the full windup throws. That one misses low and away, 3-2. So that was one that, based on what the umpires called behind the plate, I was sure he was going to ring him up because it was about in the dirt and 3 inches outside. I figured that would be a strike. 3-2 is the pitch to Dudry, and he fouls one off down the third base line. Went from a quality at-bat to a very quality at-bat as we're moving upwards of double digits in pitch count here in this at-bat alone. 3-2 count to Dudry. Here's the pitch from Palmer, and it's a fastball on the outside corner. He got him, but that's still a high-quality at-bat from Dudry.
Number 6, third baseman, Zach Devine.
And it brings up Zach Devine, number 6, the third baseman. He comes up to bat. Zach for the night is 0 for 1 after getting hit by a pitch in the second inning. And then in the third inning, he ended up out on a strange play where the shortstop actually fielded the ball, stepped on second, didn't get the runner at second, so he threw over to first and got Devine coming down the line. Pitch is inside and clips Devine again, his second hit by pitch of the evening. So he'll trot down to first.
Number 7, pitcher Ben Coldiron.
With 2 down, brings up the pitcher Ben Coldiron. Ben on the night 0 for 1, reached on an error by the shortstop and then walked. And he takes the first pitch from Palmer outside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count on the pitcher Coldiron. Here's the 1-0 delivery from Palmer. It's in the dirt, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 delivery from Coldiron. To Coldiron from Palmer, and that one's on the outside corner. Strike 1. Count goes to 2-1 on Coldiron. Devine at first has a pretty big lead. Might watch it because that's a quick move over to first that Palmer has when he wants to. 2-1 pitch. Coldiron hits a pop fly into shallow left field. The shortstop's running back. The left fielder is under it and makes the catch to end the inning. So no damage done there in the top of the fifth. We'll go into the bottom of the fifth. The score remaining 2-1 in favor of Baxter Auto. But United Federal Credit Union from Columbus will get their shot at the plate here in the bottom of the fifth. We'll be back with the bottom of the fifth in just a couple of moments. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com.
Points, cash, gear, sports. With a Dick's Scorecard, you earn points on all your purchases and get 3% back in rewards and access to exclusive deals and events. It's simple. Points lead to cash to buy gear so you can play more sports. Get your Dick's Scorecard and start earning reward certificates today. Every season starts at Dick's.
Welcome back to Gretna for the bottom of the fifth inning. Sorry about the squeaks in the voice, but a lot of talking today. Shortstop Kobe Gilson will lead it off for United Federal Credit Union. Cold Iron Snow on the mound for Baxter Auto. Here's the first pitch of the at-bat, and it's a fastball.
Where was that?
Fastball at the waist on the outside corner, called the ball. So kind of confusing, to be honest with you. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Cold Iron. Called that one out off the plate as well, and that was right there. And Jerry's going to call a timeout, go talk to Cold Iron.
How do you know what to throw after those two pitches? I mean, seriously, he adjusted after that.
So, Coach O'Flynn out there to the mound himself to talk with Cold Iron after the first two pitches of the bottom of the fifth. Let's see what adjustments Cold Iron might make. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that one is further out than either of the first two, and it's called a strike. 2-1. This is baffling. 2-1 pitch to the batter Gilson, and that one's fouled back to the backstop. And now, after the chat at the mound, 2 strikes, and it's 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Cold Iron. Fouled, out of play by Gilson. So the count will remain 2-2. Gilson, his only previous at-bat, drew a walk. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Cold Iron to Gilson. Swing and a miss on a pitch out off the plate. Got him fishing for strikeout. That's out number 1. So whatever words of wisdom Coach O'Flynn had to share with Cold Iron, they must have worked. Brings up to bat the center fielder, number 8, Connor Dush. Dush, in his only other at-bat in the third inning, struck out looking. And he takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. One 1-0 pitch. Dush swings and hits it up into the air into center field. Opfer has a beat on it, makes the catch in center field, and that's out number 2.
Number 11, second baseman, Alex Ritzdorf.
So it brings up to bat the second baseman, number 11, Alex Ritzdorf. Ritzdorf, whose first at bat happened in the third inning, flew out to the right fielder. Cold Iron comes set. Here's the delivery to Ritzdorf. Curveball that stays high, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 delivery.
Are you kidding me?
Ball right over the center of the plate. I don't know what it was called. I'm just going to call it a ball. 2-0. Incredibly confused by the strike zone this evening. Here's the 2-0 pitch. I thought that one was low and off the plate inside, and that's a called strike. 2-1. It's times like this, folks, where I wish I was sitting at an angle so I couldn't see behind the plate. 2-1. Same place as the last pitch. This one's a ball. 3-1. So 3-1 is the count on the batter, Ritzdorf. Cold iron comes set. Delivers. Ball hit right back up the middle. Base hit for Ritzdorf. Opera comes up as it quickly gets it back in. And so with 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th, there's a runner on for United Federal Credit Union. And this brings up Tyler Palmer, the pitcher. Palmer 0 for 2 on the day as he's flown out to right field and reached on an error by the shortstop. Here's the first pitch to him this at bat. And it's called a ball. So I apologize, folks. I can't really give you descriptions of where it is because I can't tell. 1-0 pitch. This one is fouled, is hit weakly towards the second baseman. Grimm comes up with it, fires over to Hardy's, and that's out number 3. So going into the top of the 6th inning, Baxter Auto is clinging to a 1-run lead with a score of 2-1 over United Federal Credit Union. We'll be back with the beginning of the 6th inning in just a couple of moments. We're going to take a little break for some music, and we'll be back. Thanks for listening at GretnaBaseball.com. And we're back here in Gretna for the Area 6 tournament. This is Game 8, the final game of the nightcap this evening. The shadows are starting to get long as the sun's going down as we're into the 8 o'clock hour. Leading off for Baxter Auto is going to be the catcher, Bryant Geary. The first pitch he sees from Palmer is mid-shin high and called strike 1. So Geary, who's popped out to the catcher and struck out, sees the 0-1 pitch. And that one was higher than the last one, and over the inside corner, it's called a ball. I have no clue right now. 1-1 to the batter, Jerry. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. So right now, it looks like the batters for both teams are just guessing when they go to the plate. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Jerry. That one bounces, and it's a ball. Okay, we had to make sure. 2-2. Jerry batting to the right side against Palmer. And Jerry fouls that one out of play. So Palmer currently at 98 pitches. And Jerry trying to lengthen it. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Number Number 2, second baseman Bryce Grimm.
So the second baseman, Bryce Grimm, steps in 1 for 1 on the evening as he was hit by the pitch in the third inning, sorry. And in the fourth inning, he had a base hit. First pitch misses and called a ball. So 1-0 to Grimm as Palmer hits the 100 mark. There's an inside pitch on the inside corner called strike, 1-1. Palmer from the full windup delivers. Pitch called a strike. 2-1 is the count. 1-2 is the count on the batter, Bryce Grimm. And that one hits Grimm, so he's going to head down to first.
Number 5,
103.
shortstop Blake Grimm.
So that's the 103rd pitch thrown by Palmer. In all likeliness, most likely be the last batter he faces as long as 2 pitches are seen. First pitch is inside. So Blake Grimm takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. And there's the pitch on the inside corner called strike, 1-1 to Blake Grimm. And that's the 105th pitch for Palmer, so he can finish this batter, but after that, the rules dictate that he has to leave the game. So 1-1 count on the batter, Blake Grimm. His brother Bryce Grimm down on first after being hit by a pitch. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Swing and fouled off. 1-2. So the 1-2 pitch forthcoming to Blake Grimm. Here's the... No, it's not the 1-2 delivery. Grimm steps out and resets. Palmer from the stretch comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Weak chopper. Don't know if it's enough to turn 2. They fire over to first. And he gets Blake Grimm over at first for out number 2. No, we don't want to tell him from up here in the booth.
Let him start the next batter.
Because what are the rules?
He's got to go after 105. And what do you have him at?
Get him at 107.
What do you need? 107.
Jason Offer texted me and said they didn't have anybody warming up.
What was he going to do? Just let him go?
Hoping for a double play, maybe. I don't know.
Because he can't. Is that the rules then? You can't start a new batter if you're over?
You can finish the one you're on if you hit 105, and you can't start.
So, folks, what's going on at home is Palmer, who's pitched a good ball game out there on the mound, has blown past the 105 pitch limit, which is the maximum that you can throw at the junior level and stay in the contest. So, after pitch 105, you're allowed to finish the batter, which is why he was allowed to finish the at-bat. But after 105, a substitution has to be made. So, with 2 down and a runner on second, as Bryce Grimm advanced over to second, Opfer is going to come in to face a new pitcher. So good job pitching there by Palmer. And looks like the new pitcher
Now pitching for Columbus United Federal, number 11, Alex Ritzdorf.
is going to be the second baseman. Ritzdorf is going to move over and pitch. And let's see who's going to go to second. We'll try to get it all figured out here. But close the book on Palmer. And again, he pitched a whale of a game. So Palmer, it looks like, is going to move over to third. Or at least he's taking grounders at third right now, getting warmed up, throwing across the diamond. This we know for sure. Tyler Palmer is done because of the pitch limit, and he threw a whale of a game, and he probably felt like he could throw more, but New American Legion rules this year, 105 is the top of the pitch range for the juniors. So you can finish the batter once you break 105, but you can't face a new batter after 105. So Ritzdorf is going to move to the mound, and he's taking his warm-up pitches right now.
First base moves to short. Shortstop moves to second.
So they just rotated all the way around on the infield.
Now batting number 4, center fielder, Caden
As
Alford.
Colby Gilson will move over to second base, Cole Wilcox will move over to shortstop, and Palmer moves over to third. And so the first batter that's going to be faced by Alex Ritzdorf is going to be the lefty center fielder, Caden Opfer. Opfer's 0 for 3 on the evening. Has a runner in scoring position, takes the first pitch as a strike right down the middle. 0-1's the count as Opfer steps in. Curveball drops right in. So 0-2 count on the center fielder, Caden Opfer. Top of the 6th inning with Baxter leading 2-1. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it's hit foul down the first base line. Fielded nicely by the first base coach, Feuerbach. 2 hands and everything. Quite impressive. So 0-2 remains the count to Opfer. Ritzdorf on the mound. Comes set, looks in. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Curveball that stays high, according to this umpire. It was a beautiful pitch. The catcher caught it just below the belt. But based on what he's been calling behind the plate all night, that was high. 1-2 to the batter, Opfer. Ritzdorf looks in, comes set, here's the delivery. And it's drilled, but drilled foul down the first base line. So Opfer turned on it, hit hard, but hit it foul. Count remains 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch, pickoff attempt, and Grimm is back to second easily, standing up. One and 2 to Opfer. Here's the pitch. Curveball that stays high and outside. 2-2. So Opfer trying to work himself back into the count. 2-2. Ritzdorf comes set. 2-2 delivery. And it's hit on the ground to second base. Second baseman fields it, throws over to first, and puts him out for the third out of the inning. So 4-3 in your scorebook. So one gets aboard, hit by pitch, but nothing doing in the top of the 6th for Baxter Auto. Going into the bottom of the 6th, your score, Baxter Auto 2,
Top of the 6th inning, no runs,
and United Federal Credit Union 1. And we've got the 2, 3, 4 batters coming up for United Federal Credit Union in the bottom of the 6th. We're going to take a little break. We'll be back with the bottom of the sixth action in just a few. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. And we're back here in Gretna, Game 8 of the Area 6 Juniors Class A Tournament. Bottom of the sixth inning, Baxter leading 2-1 against United Federal Credit Union, and Eric Mustard, the catcher, is up to bat. He's 0 for 1. I'm sorry, he's 0 for 2. He reached on an error and grounded out to the pitcher. He takes the first pitch as a strike from Cold Iron. Second pitch, he drills right between the shortstop and third baseman for a base hit. So curveball hung up just a bit there on Cold Iron, and Mustard ripped it.
Number 3, third baseman Cole Wilcox.
Brings up the third baseman, number 3, Cole Wilcox. Wilcox grounded into a double play in the first inning, and then grounded out to shortstop in the fourth inning. Comes up for his third look at Cold Iron. Pickoff attempt over at first, and Mustard dives in safely. Shadows are getting really long. Still quite a bit of bright sunlight out there, but the lights are on here at the park. Here's the 0-0 pitch to Wilcox. Shows bunt, but pulls it back because the pitch is high. Ball 1. So 1-0 count, and a timeout's been called on the field as the base runner, Eric Mustard, the catcher, the base runner needs shades over at first. So they are looking right into the sun when they look towards their third base coach over there right now at the angle it is at. 1-0 is the count on the batter, Wilcox. He shows bunt again, and he bunts it hard to third base. Third baseman Devine fires over to first. In the dirt, but Hardy's is able to get it. And they get the first out. So Mustard advances over to second on the sacrifice bunt by Wilcox. Again, good execution from both teams on sacrifice bunts this evening. And it brings up to bat Tyler Wessel. Wessel on the evening is 1 for 2. The leadoff double in the second inning. And then reached on an error by the shortstop in the fourth. Mustard at second, 1 down here in the bottom of the sixth. United Federal Credit Union trailing by 1 run. Here's the pitch. It's a curveball. Chopper towards the second baseman. He charges in, fields it cleanly, and gets it over to the first baseman. On the play, Mustard will advance around to third. So mark it 4-3 in your scorebook. And there's 2 away with a runner on third. And your batter is the right fielder. Sorry, we have a new batter checking in. Sam Nelson, number 5.
Number 5, Sam Nelson.
So Nelson checks in. This is going to be his first at bat of the ballgame. First time that he gets to look at Cold Iron. Runner on third base, 2 down here in the bottom of the sixth. Gretna leading by 1. Pitch stays high, and Jerry has to jump up and snag it before he gets to the backstop. 1-0 is the count. Cold Iron still on the mound. He started the game and he's still throwing strong. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Curveball stays inside. 2-0 to the batter, number 5, Sam Nelson, who's coming as a pinch hitter. So good, well-fought ball game so far. Here's the 2-0 delivery. High and inside. That's ball 3. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Nelson, and it misses upstairs. 4 straight balls, and Nelson walks. So that puts runners on the corner with 2 away. And there's going to be a timeout as Coach O'Flynn is going to go out and speak with his pitcher. The entire infield gathered around the mound. So Cold Iron's going to stay out there.
Now batting number 9, left fielder Caden Pallon.
So Pallon steps up to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pallon has grounded back to the pitcher and reached on a fielder's choice. Steps into the plate from the right side against Cold Iron. Here's the delivery. Curveball. Called high. 1-0.
There you
1-0 curveball. Drops right in for a strike. 1-1. So Pallon at the plate. Sam Nelson, who came in as a pinch hitter for Schmeckel, standing at first. Mustard, the catcher, over at third after a single. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Cold Iron. Curveball that's popped up and out of play. 1-2.
Return those foul balls to the concession area. 50-cent reward courtesy of Speedy Mart and American National Bank.
So 1-2 count on the batter, Pallon. Really good game. You can feel the tension right now. 1-2. Cold Iron comes set. Here's the delivery. Curveball is hit to center. Opfer's got a beat on it. Comes in and makes the catch. And that's the 3rd out of the inning. So the score doesn't change. We're going to go into the 7th inning of play with Baxter Auto still leading 2-1. We'll be back on GretnaBaseball.com after I take some nitro pills and hook myself to a defibrillator. Hope you're enjoying. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. Top of the 7th inning, coming to you from Gretna, Nebraska, here in the Area 6 Nebraska American Legion 2017 Juniors Tournament. And up to the plate for Baxter Auto comes the right fielder, number 10, Joe Weiss. Weiss on the evening. Hit by a pitch, is 0 for 2 as he struck out in the first inning and then into a fielder's choice. And he hits one deep into left center field. The center fielder goes back and makes the catch. So it's a long out, but it's just an out for Weiss.
Number 19, first baseman Kobe Harnett.
And it brings up to bat the first baseman, Kobe Hardy's. Hardy's on the evening has walked, reached on an error in the second inning on a sharp hit ball that ate up the second baseman, and then struck out in the fifth. His first at bat against Ritzdorf, and Ritzdorf throws a curveball that works to the outside corner. Hardy's watches it drop in for strike one. Your 0-1 pitch misses outside for ball one. 1-1 count to the batter Hardy's. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Big swing. He was looking to try and knock that one out of the park, and he missed it completely. 1-2 now to Hardy's. 1-2 pitch to Hardy's from Ritzdorf. Down and just off the plate. Thought that one might have been called. 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Hardy's. Curveball popped up in the air. Short right field. Second baseman is drifting back. Right fielder coming in. Second baseman makes the catch for out number 2. And brings up to bat
Left fielder Carson Dudry.
Carson Dudry. Dudry, who's 1 for 2 on the evening with a base hit. A nice sacrifice bunt in the second, and he struck out looking after a great at-bat in the fifth inning. He steps up to the plate. First pitch is a strike from Ritzdorf. Two down here in the top. The next pitch is swung through by Dudry. And quickly it's 0-2. So 2 down here in the top of the 7th. Dudry in an 0-2 hole. 0-2 pitch is a fastball that misses out the offside corner. The catcher wanted it. Here's the 1-2 delivery to Dudry. And Dudry hits it up high into the air in the right field. Second baseman going back. Right fielder coming in. Right fielder calls it, but the ball drops. And Dudry on his horse is going to try to go to second, and he makes it. So it ends up being a base hit as nobody could get to it, and a heads-up bit of base running by Dudry as he saw that the ball bounce past the right fielder. Dudry was able to leg it out and get himself all the way to second.
Third baseman Zach Devine.
So we'll call it a base hit with an error. And he's up at double, and it brings up to bat Zach Devine. Zach's been hit by 2 pitches tonight and grounded out to the shortstop. Here's the first pitch to Devine. Misses out the outside corner. So Dudry at second is going to be moving on anything hit. Devine nails one foul down the third base line. Count evens up at 1-1. Zach has been swinging a really good stick lately. Hopefully he can come through here for Baxter Auto. 1-1's the count on Devine. Ritzdorf comes set, looks in. Dudry leads off second. Curveball fouled back into the backstop. And Devine did a good job of waiting on that one. He just missed it. So 1-2 to Devine. Dudry takes his lead off of second base. Nobody really worrying about holding him there. Now they take a look. Pitch to Devine. Bounces up to the catcher. And the count goes to 2-2. So a little bit of sunlight out there, but the whole field now covered in shadows as the sun's going down behind the horizon. Lights have been on for some time just to make sure the transition is smooth. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Devine. And he nails it into left field. It's a line drive base hit. It's going to fall in. He's going to round first. Dudry's going to score easily from second. And Devine with a big RBI double. And that is huge. That's the insurance run that Baxter Auto has been looking for. And that is just a clutch hit by Zach Devine. Hit by 2 pitches and then to come through with a line drive down the left field line. So your score now goes to Baxter Auto 3. United Federal Credit Union 1. Cold Iron in, and he rakes the ground ball to the second baseman. Second baseman fires the first, and that's the end of the inning. So Gretna goes down in the top of the seventh, but not before Zach Devine comes up with a huge RBI double, making the score 3-1. We're going to the bottom of the seventh inning. United Federal Credit Union will need to score 2 to keep this thing going. Looks like Cold Iron is going to be heading out to the mound for the seventh inning as he's well under on the pitch count. We're going to take a little break. I'm going to suck on the oxygen tank for a little bit and make sure my heart rate drops below 140. And we'll be back to cover the bottom of the seventh inning. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. Couple of good ball games here at the park so far for this Area 6 district tournament, but in my opinion, this may be my favorite. Great game going to the bottom of the seventh inning. Baxter Auto leading United Federal Credit Union 3-1, and the first pitch shown to the leadoff batter, number 2, Kobe Gilson, is hit into left field for a leadoff single. So base hit there by Gilson to lead off the inning, as we didn't even have time to announce him, and he'd already hit it in the left field. Cold Iron still out on the mound for Baxter. Gilson leads off first. Your batter, number 8, Connor Dush, the center fielder. Here's the pitch, and it's high. Ball 1 on the curveball that didn't drop down. So Baxter has somebody up throwing in the bullpen right now. Here's the pitch. 1-0 pitch is high, 2-0. And Jerry's going to call timeout and go talk to his pitcher, try to get him settled down. So 2-0 count to Connor Dush, the center fielder. Dush is struck out looking and flown out to center. Steps in. Cold Iron on the mound, comes set. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Misses high, 3-0. Here comes the 3-0 pitch from Cold Iron to Dush. Right on the inside corner at the knees for strike 1. 3-1's your count. Bottom of the seventh inning, no outs, runner on first. And a 3-1 count to the batter, Connor Dush. Here's the 3-1 delivery. And it's hit foul down the third base line. First hop of that ball made it look like it might be fair, but then when it passed third, it was well foul. And Cold Iron's climbed back into the count. Full count on the batter, Dush. Cold Iron comes set. Here's the full count pitch to Dush, and it's high for ball 4. So Dush draws the walk, puts runners on first and second with no outs.
Number 11, pitcher Alex Ritzdorf.
And the batter is going to be the pitcher, number 11, Alex Ritzdorf. And there's going to be a mound meeting as Coach O'Flynn's coming out to talk to Cold Iron. This is where it's a tough decision for a coach because Ben's been cruising along. He's been keeping him under control. He still has pitches to give. But do you want to change the look or do you want to stay with the same man? For right now, O'Flynn's going to stay with Cold Iron. So meeting on the mound, runners on first and second. Cold Iron comes set. He shows bunt. Bunted hard to the third baseman. Fires over to first. Hardy's digs it at first. Fires back to third, and the runner gets back in time to third as Hardy's tried throwing behind him over at third base. So the sacrifice bunt does its job. It moves the runners up as Gilson moves up to third and Dush standing at second.
Tyler Palmer.
Throw from Devine over to first was low, but Hardy scooped it up and came up with it. And we're going to have a courtesy runner come in. So Dalton Burgess
Now running number
comes in for
18,
Ritzdorf.
Dalton Borchers.
So Dalton comes in. Dalton Borchers, number 18, comes in and he'll do the running for Ritzdorf. Oh, wait a second. He subs in for Dush. And Palmer rips one just foul down the third base line. Borchers came in for Dush. Yep. So 0-1 is the count on the batter, Tyler Palmer. Cold Iron comes set. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball up and in, got him swinging, and Palmer's down 0-2 in the count. So 0-2 count on the third baseman, Tyler Palmer, who started on the mound for Columbus. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike three. And Palmer goes down on strikes for the big second out of the inning. So brings up to bat the catcher, Mustard.
Catcher Eric Mustard.
Mustard, who was thrown out as part of a double play after reaching on an error in the first, grounded out to the pitcher and had a single in the fifth inning. Steps up to the plate with runners on second and third. Cold Iron comes set and steps off the mound. Mustard taking a really unusual stance this time as he's really crouching down at the plate once Cold Iron comes set. Here's the pitch. Curveball right in there for strike one. So 0-1 is the count to the batter, Eric Mustard. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Almost hit him. It was up and in, and Mustard ducked out of the way. That was definitely chin music because that was a good heater up and in. Mustard's going to step out of the box again and kind of regather himself before he gets back in there, and I don't blame him. 1-1 is the count on the batter, Mustard. Runners on second and third, two down here in the bottom of the third. And there's a pitch on the outside corner for strike two, and Mustard is not happy about the call.
Just because you bend down 2 feet doesn't mean that's the ball, kid.
So 1-2 is the count. Cold Iron, one strike away from closing this out. Here's the 1-2 pitch. High, ball two on the outside corner. Good pitch, pitcher's pitch. Would have been hard for him to catch up with it. Try to get him fishing with 2 strikes. It's 2-2. Very good ball game being played here in Gretna in this final ball game of the day. 2-2's the count. Cold Iron comes set, delivers. Ground ball to the shortstop. Grimm's got it, fires across the Hardys, and that's the ball game. Baxter Otto is going to win this winner's bracket contest 3-1. And a great play by Grimm as he just stayed in there. Kind of took a tough hop on him, and he had to field it chest high. But he fielded it and made the throw across the diamond to Hardy's for out number 3. Oh, that will get the pulse going, ladies and gentlemen. What a good game by both teams. Just a well-played game. All right, by lieu of the outcome of this game, Baxter moves into the nightcap tomorrow evening where they'll play 5 Points Bank out of Grand Island. That'll be your only winner's bracket game tomorrow. So Baxter will play in the 6 p.m. game. In the 3 p.m. game, Norfolk, who advanced to the second round of losers bracket by way of a bye, will now play the Columbus Blues, United Federal Credit Union out of Columbus, the Columbus Blue team. They will play the 3 p.m. game. So to set you up for tomorrow, here's our lineup for tomorrow at the ball field in Gretna. Playing the 12 p.m. or 12 noon game, it'll be First Bank of Fremont against Dinsdale of Grand Island. In the 3 o'clock game, it will be United Federal Credit Union of Columbus against Norfolk Daily News Post 16. And in the nightcap, in a winner's bracket game, 5 Point Bank out of Grand Island against Baxter Auto of Gretna. What a good ball game, folks. There were a lot of great plays in here, very few errors, well-played contest by both teams. Very few hits, to be real honest, for a Junior Legion game. It's just very tight. The final score in this nightcap is Baxter Auto of Gretna 3, United Federal Credit Union of Columbus 1. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for the broadcast today. We appreciate you listening to GretnaBaseball.com. We'll be back tomorrow with coverage of every game that takes place here in the park. On behalf of Gretna Baseball, my name's Andy Hardees. I appreciate you listening. Thanks for joining us, and keep listening to baseball on GretnaBaseball.com.